DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
The heavyweight championship of the world. It's coming up this weekend in Saudi Arabia, and our man JP, Joseph Parker, fighting Daniel Dubois for that title, with some great news that happened last week concerning Usyk as well and his intentions. But first and foremost, welcome back, my man.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, good to see you too. So you're obviously happily ensconced in Saudi. Let us know how all your training and your prep going.
Listen, the prep, the training camp that we had in Ireland was a great training camp. We had 6 weeks there, and we're here now. We're being, it's 5 weeks, so I'm really looking forward to this fight and the challenge that Dubois is going to bring. And with the fights that he's had in recent times, you can see the belief, the confidence, and also what he's been saying and doing. So I'm looking forward to the big challenge of fighting the champion of the world and taking that belt off him and being champion of the world myself.
You've been there. You've had a championship of the world belt before. What does that feel like when you win that belt?
At that time, it felt different because I was doing it more for other people, doing it for New Zealand more, and I was doing it for myself, but more so for others. But I feel like this time it's going to mean something much more different because I have goals that I want myself, and I'm fighting more for my wife and kids. Still for New Zealand more, but more so for myself now, which is that's why it feels different. It feels different going to this fight and fighting for something different than I was before.
Joseph, when you actually approach that ring though and you walk in though, do you have to divorce from your mind the enormity of it in terms of what that prize is? I mean, and if so, how do you do that? How do you just go through your business and think, this is a fight, I've just got to win this fight?
The fight is the fight. And it's just, I'm fighting Daniel Dubois. He's the champion of the world, but he's just another fight. He's similar to Zhang, he's similar to Wilder, he's similar to Joshua, he's just another fighter in front of me. And when you do everything right leading into the fight, going into the fight, I'm not fixated on winning the fight. I know that the win will take care of itself so long as I do everything right leading into the fight, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, and things will happen. I've done everything right. I've trained hard, I've slept well, I've eaten all the good food, the right food. And I'm just in a great place. I'm in a great place to put on a good performance.
Do you know, physically, does your body and just everything feel different when you're approaching a fight and you think, okay, I'm ready this time, or if you feel that you're not ready? I mean, can you really tell, physiologically?
Yeah, you can tell physiologically, and also, you have to tick all the right boxes mentally. Before the fight and in training camp, everything is 80% physical and 20% mental. And when you get closer to the fight and you're going into the fight, it becomes 80% mental and 20% physical. Everything has to be switched on. Physical, mental, you have to have a balance of having spiritual as well. And I feel like I've done all of that in this camp. But your body does change. And you have all these different feelings and emotions. And you just have to, because I've done this for a long time, I know how to control everything.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know that, all athletes go through this. You've just got to get into that single-mindedness of purpose. However you get yourself into that headspace. Do you listen to a bit of music? Do you meditate? Do you breathe? What do you do?
I do breathing exercises every morning and every night. I've been doing this work with a guy named Dave Wood back in New Zealand.
Yeah, I know the guy, yeah.
Listen to music. We have a table tennis here in the house we're staying in, so we can play table tennis. We play cards, play chess, play poker. There's no real wasted energy. Every ounce of energy is focused and saved for the fight.
Do you talk much about it? I mean, when you go through your plan, and the sub part of that question is, do you break it down round by round what you want to do, or do you just have to adjust on the fly?
Listen, you can break everything down. You can have a great game plan, but everything changes when you're in that ring because you never know the approach of what your opponent is going to bring. You can watch as much tape as you want on them, but each fight is different, and each fighter is different, and how they whether he's going to pressure, whether he's going to move, whether he's going to throw punches, or whether he's just going to throw jabs. You can have a game plan, but everything adjusts when you're in that ring.
That great Mike Tyson quote, you've got to plan until somebody punches you in the mouth.
Until someone punches you straight in the face.
There you go. In terms of the ego thing, how do you remove the ego out of the whole equation? Because it's business and it's science, and you've got to be focused. How do you take the puff and the ego and the machoism out of it?
There's no ego. All I want to do in this boxing game is to go in there and fight the best in the world and give the best account of myself. And there is no ego because when you do everything right in camp, you just I don't know, that you're well prepared. and you know that whatever comes your way, you can counter it. But there is no ego. Ego gets left outside. You just go in there and do your job.
Do you have an intention? Do you want to go forward? Do you want to be putting him under pressure, closing that ring down, or again, is this just part? That might be the strategy, but you got to wait and see.
You got to wait and see. But I want to go into this fight and I want to be deliberate with my punches. I want to have great movement. I want to have accuracy in the punches. I want to have speed. I want to have great footwork. Like, there's a lot of things that you do visualize and you do see yourself doing, but everything does change when you're in that ring.
The news last week, as I said right at the beginning, that Oleksandr Usyk says he's got a couple of fights left and he wants to fight the winner of this fight. How exciting is that?
Oh, this is exciting. It makes this fight mean way more. I mean, you're fighting for the championship of the world, and that's every fighter's dream, is to become world champion or two-time world champion. But then there's another dream of becoming unified, undisputed champion of the world, and that's fighting for all the bouts. That's fighting for all the glory, and that's, one man, one name, being a champion of the world.
That has happened so rarely, hasn't it? That one man unifies all that belt. How do you control that dream? Because it's there, you can see it and everything. You might be able to look at it, reach it, dream about it. But how do you control that dream?
That dream, you can't achieve that dream unless you achieve what's in front of you now. And that's my full focus on Daniel Dubois. I have to be as well as prepared as I can be for this fight, give it everything I have. And see where it goes. And, I back myself to take the victory and become champion of the world for the second time.
The payday to fight Usyk for a start would set you up forever. It'd probably be much more than you've ever earned. I don't know, but I'm just thinking that when that guy fights, that's box office, that's big eyes on the prize, man.
Oh, yeah. Listen, it's the money and the financial side of things is a byproduct of what you do. And if you do have the opportunity to fight Usyk, that'll be on a different level. But again, none of that matters unless you take care of business first, which is the 22nd of February, very soon.
23rd in New Zealand. Are you going to win this fight?
I am going to win. I'm going to become two-time world champion.
DSPN.